Good morning, everyone. It is a great pleasure to be here today discussing control and coordination, a topic which is essential to understanding how organisms function. Today, I will take you through a comprehensive overview of how organisms control and coordinate their behavior using the amazing resources provided by Gurukulplex. Education. Together, we will explore the physiological and neurological processes that allow organisms to understand and respond to their environment. So, let us get started. Control and coordination are essential for any living organism. All living organisms react to changes in their environment, known as stimuli. To respond effectively, various parts of the organism must work together, referred to as coordination. In animals, this is achieved via the nervous and endocrine systems. In plants, phytohormones control and coordinate reactions to stimuli. The two systems that control and coordinate the body in animals are the nervous system and the endocrine system. The nervous system, which is composed of the brain, spinal cord, and related nerves, acts as the command center for the body. Receivers, like photoreceptors in the eyes to detect light, phonoreceptors in the ears to detect sound, olfactory receptors in the nose to detect odor, gustatory receptors in the tongue to detect flavor, and tangoreceptors in the skin to detect touch, can detect external stimuli and transmit the message to the brain or the spinal cord. The effectors, such as muscles and glands, will respond to the messages. Messages from the brain and spinal cord to the effectors are transmitted via motor nerves, whereas messages from the receptors to the brain and spinal cord are sent through sensory nerves. The combination of these processes makes it possible for the body to detect and react to stimuli and maintain homeostasis. The human nervous system is one of the most complex systems in the human body. It controls and coordinates the activities of all the other body systems, enabling us to think, feel, move and respond to external stimuli. It is made up of neurons, which form a network throughout the body, and carry out electrochemical impulses to and from organs, muscles and glands. Through this network, our bodies are able to receive, integrate and respond to information from the environment. Thank you. The human nervous system is the foundation of our body's ability to process and react to the world around us. It is composed of billions of neurons, forming a network that links our brains, muscles, and organs. This network carries out electrochemical impulses which control our response to external stimuli and coordinate the activities of our other organs and body systems. Communication between the brain and the rest of the body is crucial for our ability to respond in a meaningful way. Without this intricate system, we wouldn't be able to think, feel, move, and develop as we do. Our human nervous system is a highly effective means for controlling and organizing the body. It consists of billions of nerve cells that quickly transmit electrical signals throughout the body, enabling the brain to communicate with all other parts of our body and tell it what to do. Through the nervous system we are able to control our muscles, detect our surroundings and respond accordingly to multiple stimuli. Human survival depends heavily on the nervous system. It has two components: the central nervous system, brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, cranial and spinal nerves emerging from the brain and spinal cord respectively. Communication between the two allows us to interpret our surroundings, stay alert and aware. The central nervous system, composed of the brain and spinal cord, is responsible for carrying out the body's activities. It is the control center that coordinates and controls breathing, movements, and all other bodily functions, as well as thinking and feeling. The brain and spinal cord are protected by bones and tissues that create a barrier from the outside world. The central nervous system is the hub of a highly complex control system, with billions of neurons that enable us to accurately perceive, respond, plan and make decisions. It is this system that enables us to function and thrive in our environment. The peripheral nervous system is comprised of the nerves and ganglia which exist outside the brain and spinal cord. It is divided into two branches, the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. The somatic nervous system mediates voluntary activities such as movement and sensing the environment, while the autonomic nervous system facilitates involuntary activities such as heart rate and digestion. These two systems work together to provide the body with coordination and control. This intricate system is essential to the functioning of the human body, providing us with the ability to experience physical sensations and control our muscles, as well as regulating the body's involuntary functions. In conclusion, the peripheral nervous system is a crucial part of our anatomy which allows us to interact with the world around us. Exploring the structure of the neuron, the core unit of the nervous system, reveals that it is composed of a cell body containing the nucleus and cytoplasm, as well as dendrites which are branch structures. It also possesses a long nerve fiber known as an axon, usually covered by a myelin sheath. Communication between neurons takes place at synapses as electrical and chemical impulses. Comprehending the structure of a neuron is paramount to understanding how signals are conveyed throughout the nervous system. A neuron is composed of dendrites, an axon, and a cell body housing the nucleus. Its purpose is to receive information through its dendrites from other neurons, process it in the cell body, and send it through the axon to other neurons. Neurons are the fundamental structural and functional unit of the nervous system. A neuron, also known as a nerve cell, is composed of several parts such as the dendrite, nucleus, nerve endings, cell body, axon, Schwann cell, and myelin sheath. All of these elements work together to make up a neuron and are vital in the transmission of signals from the brain to the other parts of the body. Neurons are cells that form part of the nervous system and assist in transmitting messages throughout the body. They enable us to think, move and feel. Neurons are specialized to capture, combine and transmit data. These data are communicated through electrical and chemical signals within and between neurons, and this communication process is known as neurotransmission. Neurotransmission is essential for our daily functioning, as it allows us to interact with the environment. The messages sent through neurons affect our behavior, thoughts and feelings. Neurons are responsible for supervising and organizing our body's activities, from the simplest movements to the most sophisticated thought processes. The brain is an extraordinary example of nature's engineering and is the central command station of the human body. It is guarded by the cranium and 3 protective membranes containing cerebrospinal fluid. It is composed of 3 main sections: the forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. The forebrain regulates conscious actions such as touch, smell, sound, taste, vision, and mental actions like learning and memory. The midbrain controls involuntary actions such as reflexes. The hindbrain includes the cerebellum, the pons, and the medulla. The cerebellum is responsible for body movement, balance, and posture. The pons is in charge of respiration and the medulla supervises the heart rate, blood pressure, and other autonomous reactions. Each area of the brain has its own remarkable and captivating function, making it really a remarkable organ. The brain is made up of several components that are responsible for a range of functions. Among these are the third ventricle, telencephalon, diencephalon, midbrain, medulla oblongata, and cerebral aqueduct, all of which are integral in controlling and coordinating body movements. The fourth ventricle and cerebellum also play an important role in the brain as the latter helps in controlling muscle movements and maintaining balance. Spinal cord is a major component of the body's nervous system, comparable to an information highway that links the brain to the rest of the body. It is answerable for many of our instinctive movements such as sneezing, coughing, or recoiling from something hot. Additionally, it conveys information between the body and the brain, permitting us to move, feel, and react to our environment. Reflex action is the process of the body responding automatically to stimuli without any need for conscious thought. This begins with a receptor in the skin detecting a stimulus, like heat, and triggering a nerve in the spinal cord. This message is then sent to a motor nerve, which ultimately prompts the muscles to bring about a desired response, like withdrawing the hand away from the source of heat. An essential process for survival, reflex action is an unconscious and involuntary reaction of the body. Discussing sensory neurons, the peripheral nervous system and interneurons in the spinal cord. Sensory neurons are located in the body and facilitate the nervous system in detecting changes in the environment and reacting to them. The peripheral nervous system is a network of nerves connecting the brain and spinal cord with the rest of the body, while interneurons found in the spinal cord help to integrate and control the messages sent through the nervous system. Discussing the process of control and coordination, the pathway of a reflex arc begins with sensory neurons carrying information from a receptor to the cell body of a sensory neuron and through the dorsal root to the spinal cord. In the spinal cord, this information is relayed through gray matter to the cell body of a motor neuron, then through the ventral root to the effector like a muscle. This entire pathway makes up a reflex arc, which is necessary for a reflex action. Reflex action is an immediate response to a stimulus which does not involve any thought process. It is an action that is activated automatically with no delay. A good example of reflex action is the human knee-jerk reflex, an involuntary action of the knee muscles to a soft tap on the knee tendon. This reflex action helps us respond quickly to external stimuli. A reflex action is an essential element of the regulatory and coordination system of the body. It gives an immediate reaction to changes around us. In a reflex arc, a stimulus is received by receptors such as our eyes, ears and skin and directed to the sensory nerves before reaching the spinal cord. Information from the spinal cord is then sent to motor nerves which control organs such as muscles and glands to activate the response. This helps to react quickly when faced with dangerous situations. Looking at the concept of reflex arc, a neural pathway which controls an involuntary response of an organism to a stimulus, it is an important part of control and coordination. It is the basic mechanism of the body's built-in defense system connecting receptors and effectors without involving the brain or spinal cord. This mechanism allows a response to take place instantaneously. As such, it is an automatic response and helps in the survival of the organism. Plants rely on hormones to regulate and control various activities. Auxins influence cell division, elongation, and growth, while gibberellins help in the growth of stems and branches. Cytokinins play a role in cell division and the formation of fruits and seeds. Abscisic acid contributes to wilting of the leaves and inhibits growth, and ethylene triggers flowering and ripening of fruits. Each one of these hormones is necessary for proper control and coordination in plants. Plants display two kinds of movements: tropic movements and nastic movements. Tropic movements are in response to a stimulus, such as phototropism, which is the movement of plants in reference to light, either towards it in positive phototropism or away from it in negative phototropism. Geotropism is the movement of plants in relation to gravity either towards it or away from it, as well as chemotropism, which is the movement of plants due to a chemical response, whilst hydrotropism is the plant's reaction to water. Nastic movements are movements on the cellular level that are not necessarily dependent on an external stimulus. A well-known type of nastic movement is exhibited in the touch-me-not plant, where its leaves fold up upon contact with something external, such as a hand. This reaction is not due to a directive from the stimulus, but instead as a result of the alteration of water levels in the cells of the leaf. Endocrine glands are essential for the regulation and coordination of our bodily functions. Different glands produce different hormones that help us to carry out various activities. The endocrine system consists of the pineal, hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, adrenal, pancreas, testes, and ovary glands. Each gland has its own task to perform. For instance, when faced with danger or anger, the adrenal glands release the hormone adrenaline, which increases our breathing rate in preparation for combat or flight. The thyroid needs iodine to make the hormone thyroxine, which regulates metabolism and growth. The pituitary gland produces the growth hormone, and insufficient amounts in childhood result in dwarfism, while too much of it leads to taller body size. The pancreas produces insulin, which is responsible for controlling blood sugar level. High levels of insulin can cause diabetes. The male testes produce testosterone, responsible for sperm production and delivering changes in puberty. Finally, the female ovary produces estrogen, which controls the reproductive system. The endocrine system in humans is composed of glands that release hormones directly into the bloodstream. These hormones have a range of roles, from managing metabolism to aiding development. Furthermore, the endocrine system also oversees mood and emotions, in addition to body temperature and growth. To put it simply, the hormones of the endocrine system are messengers used to regulate and coordinate activities within the body. The endocrine system, composed of various glands, is critical for our health and well-being. This system includes the pineal, hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, adrenals, pancreas, ovary, and testes, all of which are essential for keeping our bodies in good functioning. The pineal gland helps regulate our sleep cycle, while the thyroid gland affects metabolism and energy. Additionally, the ovary and testes are involved in hormone production. Clearly, the endocrine system is essential to maintaining a balance in the body, so it is important to look after it.